Greetings, fellow Gothamites. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And we're here to cover episode 17 of season 2 of Fox's retelling of the Dark Knight mythology, entitled Into the Woods, we're going into the woods. So join us as we venture into Batman's birthplace.
And explore Gotham.
BlueDragonFive, I am sorely disappointed that there are no elaborate musical numbers in this episode. Sorely disappointed. Almost as disappointed as when I found out that Winter Lights wasn't a Christmas episode. All right, so how you doing, BlueDragonFive?
Okay.
Okay. So, I don't know. What do you think? What do you think of the idea of a Gotham musical episode? Do you think that would work?
I don't think that would work.
Okay, well, you know a place where you can find ideas for movies and stuff that might actually work and might actually be awesome, even though they're outlandish?
Where?
The Movie Machine Podcast, because we're actually doing it at the start of the episode this time. Yay for us. Folks, head on down to hotchocolatemedia.net, the Movie Machine Podcast starring Jacob Gulliver and company. It's basically a rotating platform of guests right now, BlueDragonFive. They had Duck Washington on one of the last ones. I think they had like an all-female panel one of the last ones as well. So they're kind of like doing some experimentation. They're rotating a lot of guests around. It's neat. So keep up with it. That's the Movie Machine Podcast at hotchocolatemedia.net. All right, BlueDragonFive. So it's been a few weeks since we've been on the Gotham train. We're even more behind on Bates Motel, but that's okay. We'll deal with it. So you ready to dive right into this non-musical episode of Gotham, unfortunately?
Yes.
Okay. So we start with the scene that was kind of really pumped up in the promo of Bruce and Selina running from the very, very stereotypical, like, 1940s gangster.
But hilariously so, though.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah, we see Bruce and Selina flee the mobster on the roof. We see Selina's coat is kind of caught on a pipe along the run there, which means she drops the cash. It looks like it's going to be, oh, no, we got to leave the cash. She jumps across the neighboring rooftop. Bruce, he goes for it, though. He goes for the cash, and he makes an awesome jump.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry, I just love this gangster. He's like, do you have any idea who you're stealing from, you punks?
And, Bruce is taunting the criminal. He's tossing, you're a lousy... Well, yeah, you just got robbed by a couple of kids. You must be a really terrible criminal. And he tosses huge portions of the cash down. It's all raining down, kind of 89 style. And Selina's peeved, rightfully so.
Well, I love the gangster. He's like yelling at the people. He's like, nobody better touch my money. Or as Joseph Gordon-Levitt would say, nobody better touch my Muppet money.
Stole my line.
I'm sorry.
I was literally just about to say that. Go to the replay, folks. See me just about to say that anyway.
Oh God. I'm sorry.
So Bruce points out that, look, come on, so I don't steal for the money. He says, I'm here for understanding criminals. And, and Selina says, your whole understanding criminals thing, it's getting on my last nerve.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was your half you threw. He says, well, at least I still got enough for burgers.
I really like that line. I like that sly Bruce Wayne style.
Yeah, this is fun, seeing Bruce and Selina kind of, one, they're doing the classic rooftop kind of chase and jump that Batman and Catwoman always do, which is awesome. So you kind of that little homage, little foreshadow of that way back in the past year. Again, some good camaraderie coming from both of them, but there is that divide still. So again, a lot of really great kind of set up for the future right here, which is really neat. Mm-hmm. And that's such a feel-good comic vibe, just rooftop jumping and just stealing from criminals. All is going well for Bruce and Selina at this point.
I kind of wish that they would have cut to the Gotham logo after the burgers line. I think that would have been
of course, that's why I was expecting them to do that, but then we got more stuff.
Nope. Okay.
So let's see. So news, because Gordon was caught in the prison episode. Gordon was caught for a moment by the warden, and the warden was not killed. He absolutely knows Gordon is alive and not dead per Falcone faking his death. So the point is, news of Jim Gordon's escape from Blackgate is on TV. Everyone knows about it. Enigma asks Bullock his thoughts on the matter. He says, I'm not going to stop till I get that SOB. Who framed Jim for murder, and then Enigma saying, there's whispering, good luck with that.
I was really hoping that Bullock was going to turn back around. It's like, what'd you say, Ed? What'd you say?
I think this comes up with a riddle off the fly. When is the coo of a dove?
Forget it, you kook.
So let's see. Meanwhile, we got Bullock being chewed out by Barnes, as per usual. Barnes has given Bullock one chance to come clean. He says, look, Bullock, I'm giving you one chance to come clean here. And he says, you come on. I don't know anything. Oh, come on. You're not smart enough to play dumb.
The public has to, and if the public has to, it says something about the public has to know that they're impartial about Gordon.
Yeah, because Bullock's saying, like, you know we didn't kill Pinckney. Says, look, if he wants to prove his... And again, an issue with Barnes I'm starting to notice here is, Barnes, he kind of flip-flops a lot. He kind of goes back and forth.
He does.
I mean, right here, again, I'm kind of on his side. It doesn't really logically make sense because before, again, he didn't really hear Jim out with any... Again, he's saying, I was set up. Everyone uses that line.
You're right.
Don't get me wrong, he's mad about other stuff. You get that. Don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying, like, he's going to open to the potential of, look, he wants to prove his innocence. Fine. I hope he does. You hope he does, but you're just all gloom and doom. You said, well, jury found him guilty. You should believe that he did it at this point. You should be wrong. Don't get me wrong, but you should.
All right.
Anyway, so he says, but we need to be impartial and hunt him. So again, what Barnes is saying is, I'm rooting for Gordon to be innocent here because he went out of his way to escape.
I do think that I do kind of believe that he genuinely wants to believe that Gordon's innocent. I do believe that.
Yeah, look, I'm mixed on it.
Himself. I agree. It's kind of a mixed thing. Anyways.
Again, if they're just stuck with what they want Barnes to feel, it's just, they keep going back and forth on that.
Mm-hmm. So,
let's see. So the people of Gotham, what's Bullock's line?
The people of Gotham can eat my socks. Walk away in a huff, Bullock. Now I know you know something.
And then, Barnes is saying he promises to bust Bullock like a bum, like a bum for even a glass of water.
Oh God.
Bullock swears that he swears and wishes he knew where Gordon was.
Mm-hmm. And then, meanwhile, he goes right back to Jim. All right, so they're getting to work, trying to deframe Jim. Zoom in on the question mark photo. What?
Deframe?
Deframe. Yeah, deframe. I just invented that word.
I've never heard that. Deframe.
Deframe.
All right, so we're at Bullock's apartment, which is where Jim's hiding out, by the way, in case anyone's curious.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So Jim has the case. He's got the information all kind of laid out to investigate, kind of find out who's framing them. What they do in this sequence, they kind of connect the bomber to the frame up with all they determine that, with the skill and the technical expertise, it's most likely going to be an active cop.
Right.
And then they point out that they realize the fault in that is that, oh wait, there's like 500 cops that hate Jim Gordon. This is not going to be easy.
All right. Well, to be fair, I think
no, it's not a fault. I'm saying, I mean that's the kind of
no. I'm just saying they point out like, well, yeah, but there's only about 10 or so that would frame him for murder. Hate him enough to frame him for murder, so that narrows it down a bit.
Yes, there's a silver lining about 12. So
my number was 12. I love how Jim has a number.
I love that too. It's so. Let's see. So Jim points out it's probably Loeb or a Loeb loyalist, at least, that's behind all this.
Yeah, that's definitely the theory that he runs with for most of the episode.
Yeah, but I'm loving some good Loeb references. I love. I want Loeb. I want Peter Scolari to come back on this show. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So Bullock's reminding Gordon that he's the run option. Once you get out of town, you find you grow. You finally grow a beard. I love to grow a beard because we know Gordon. Deep down, he's going to grow that mustache.
Right.
By the way, in case you're curious, the mustache is back in the comics.
That's cool. That's cool.
Let's see. There's not much time.
Mm-hmm.
So Gordon points out that he can't make Lee live life as a fugitive.
Yeah, which makes sense. So guess what? Harvey Dent actually proves useful, even though he doesn't appear in the episode. So give good old Harvey Dent, give the Harvey that sucks a good old golf clap.
Hey, maybe I know where Dent was this whole time. He was off. He was off during Howard Hammond's tea time.
Oh, well, we're going to get to Hamlin's tea time. You're jumping the gun on that. We're going to get to that. All right.
Anyway, so Dent told Gordon that IA records the conversations on tape, which means that's a lead they can have to Pinckney's imposter, the person that they believed was Pinckney calling in with the tip on witnessing Jim Gordon killed Gallivan. So the problem is it's in evidence, but lucky for
if a tape like that exists, it's going to be locked up tighter than a duck's ass. Oh god!
Lucky for Jim, his uncle Harvey has a connection, and this was hysterical.
Oh boy! Of course it was. It was probably one of the most funny Bullock moments of the series so far.
So it's not the Duchess, but it's the next best thing.
Oh, it would have been so awesome if it was the Duchess, but then again, it wouldn't make sense that the Duchess was working at GCPD. So.
So it's Jenny.
Oh god!
So how does this? Tiki, tell us, regale us. How does this conversation go?
Hey Jenny, my favorite sugar plum. Well, why do you think I'm calling?
I just love. I love Jim's reaction to Bullock being cutesy on these. He's giving like this cutesy call to Jenny, and it's like we just cut to that instantly. It's hysterical.
So this kind of upset me a little bit, BlueDragonFive. I'm sure you feel the same way. Scotty just kind of gets unceremoniously written out.
Yeah, it was sad. They mentioned there was a mention. So we cut to after the phone call. Apparently went over very well because now Jenny and Bullock are getting really hot and heavy. And then there's a line. I thought you were getting married. She didn't stick around, or she
changed her mind.
Yeah, changed her mind. Yeah, it's a shame. We did like Scotty, and again, it was kind of referenced way back in episode 2 that Scotty won't like Bullock becoming a cop again. So we kind of
yeah.
Let's not shut the door on it completely, though. That maybe down the line she gets over it, or Bullock maybe retires again. I don't know.
We'll see.
Again, anyways, that's the one unfortunate thing we're going to be talking about soon about constant retirements from the GCPD.
So good. So we have perhaps one of the funniest lines of the series. You're an animal, Bullock.
Sorry, one more time.
You're an animal, Bullock.
Oh god! I love it. I think it's hilarious when she slaps him. And this cracks.
You're an animal, right? Yeah, I do.
And this cracks me up is seeing Jim waiting in the porch, Jim waiting outside, just having to endure and hear all this.
Oh god!
So Bullock gets the key from Jenny's thrown clothing on the floor.
Tells Gordon to slip the key under the door.
Then she yells back at Bullock. What does she yell?
I actually don't have written down what she yells. I just know that Bullock walks in and is like, Daddy's home! So I'm sorry, what she yells?
She yells, come on, Bullock! Come on, Bullock, I ain't got all night. And he says, Dad's coming, and tells Gordon he's got an hour.
Oh god.
So just the look that Jim gives him after Bullock leaves, hearing all the stuff that's going on. Daddy's coming. Just So we see Gordon sneaks into evidence. He grabs the tape, and then we get this. Then we get one of my favorite things to come out of this whole. Again, I'm not crazy about Gordon not being a member of the GCPD, but
we'll see how that pans out.
Let's say at the moment, though, I do love this. I love the cool undercover Gordon look. Let's just say in these next 2 episodes we get a lot of fan servicey Jim Gordon moments, and this is one of them. It's like he looks so cool in the undercover thing with the hat and everything. And it's like a little kind of a wool knit cap thing. And I'll tell you what, this is so meta, Tiki. It's hilarious. Ben McKenzie, as you know, he voiced Bruce Wayne in Batman Year One. He was Batman in Batman Year One, and now he's Jim Gordon. But here's what's hilarious. Of course, there's that very famous scene from Year One where he's walking the streets looking almost identical to the way Jim Gordon's dressed now.
Right.
And it's such a similar setup of Bruce Wayne on the cover as kind of the veteran vice cop with the wool with the little what kind of hat is that called? Is it wool knit cap? What is it?
I want to say it's like a ski cap.
Yeah, it's like okay, just ski cap. I wanted to say ski cap. I was like, well, usually it's ski mask, but there's a ski cap though.
No, there's ski caps. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm losing it on the ski caps. Point is, seriously though, it's Gordon like Bruce Wayne from year one in the ski cap and then the little outfit there, and he's stepping in to save someone. So, Jim Gordon's very reminiscent of Batman year one, kind of the blend of two awesome Batman things there. He awesomely cannot help but save a woman from a mugging going on. So he really fantastically he punches out these two muggers. He grabs a knife, tells them to get out of there, and this is such a fantastic Jim Gordon moment. I'm sorry, I really love this. One of my favorite parts of the episode, where he chases them off, and he's saying, "Are you okay?" And the woman's just like panicking. She flees. This Gordon has this says so much about Gordon's character, just him saying, "You're welcome." It's a thankless job.
Right.
And then what happens? The instant he steps in to save someone, he is misconstrued for being a criminal because he's holding a knife.
Of course.
So we have the cop. Our cop comes by here, misunderstanding, and he tells him, "Turn around." He's going for the arrest, and then he realizes it's Jim Gordon. He's about to call in. Gordon knocks him unconscious, holds the gun. Cop says, "Oh, don't kill me." He throws the gun down. "I'm innocent." Runs off and he calls it in. It's Jim freaking Gordon.
It's Jim freaking Gordon. Layman and mother freaking Zach.
Yes, apparently I auditioned for that role, but I did not get it.
Oh god. All right, so the Penguin's odyssey of iconic literature continues, BlueDragonFive, and this week we're tackling Cinderella.
Yes, the hell, you got that. Oh, I'm so glad you pointed that out, because we have so many great stories to the Penguin this season. Let's track them through it.
Yeah. We had Clockwork Orange, right? That would probably be when he's in Arkham.
Yep, Clockwork Orange when he's. Oh no, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest when he's in Arkham.
Right, and then Clockwork Orange afterwards. Yeah.
And then now we're on Cinderella, so we'll see where we go forward for this. I wonder if we're gonna. Hey, we'll probably do Alice in Wonderland because you got Mad Hatter.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Mad Hatter's on the horizon
somehow, and only a few episodes left. We'll see.
Okay.
Let's see. So we're at Elijah Vandal's funeral in a moment of silence because our beloved Emmy-winning guest star has passed on. Not in real life, thank God. Not in real life, thank God. But
that would be so sad.
That would be the most depressing thing ever.
Especially after Pee-wee's big holiday.
Of course, but we're not going to gush on that because believe me, we've done videos because we can go, me, go Pee-wee, but we're not going to do that.
Oh, look at you, Pee-wee! You're as cute as a peanut.
Okay, anyway, so we're at Elijah Mandal's funeral, and again, we're kind of ushering the Cinderella chapter of Penguin's story, where Penguin, again, Robert Lord Taylor is doing this really good job. He's kind of this really heartfelt, sad goodbye to his father, and he's acting his heart out. It almost brings a tear to your eye. Oh, poor Penguin.
Right.
But the family is so indifferent. They're just horrible people. They're not even looking like it,
Well, they get their comeuppance. They
do. And I didn't see that. I'm going to walk you through one moment in comes of how I thought things were going to happen.
There was one thing in my mind only that I was thinking about BlueDragonFive, and that's South Park. But we'll get to that when we get to that.
Let's see. So, believe me, I don't want to give it away now. We'll get to it when we get to it. The point is, Penguin, he delivers his really heartfelt goodbye to Elijah Vandal. This is the best guest star this season. This is the best. This is the best brief character arc we had this season. And we had Jerome. It was really good. No, not Rubens. No, why does he have to go? Seriously, I'm 100%.
But seriously, he's delivering some really heartfelt words. He's like, he was there for me when I was all alone in this cold, dark world. I'll never forget him.
It is really sad. Again, it's kind of the last kind of really great kind of statement we have from this. Remember this emotionally open Penguin. So then later on, you're going to see him kind of eventually, as we expected, eventually he's going to kind of find his way back to being the Penguin we know. But still seeing kind of last vestiges in this episode of kind of the emotionally kind of rehabilitated Penguin.
Sure.
So we get a taste of that right after he gives, again, really nice eulogy to his father, really impassioned, to these really horribly indifferent people. He then runs up, and I love this. Again, let's just say this is the last time we're going to be able to talk about her, so I just want to mention this real quick again. I want to mention I like the actress that portrays Grace. She's from CSI. It's, oh, God. Her name. It says... I'll think of it later on. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good.
Point is, Penguin just runs up and hugs Grace, and it's hysterical. She just does not want to hug him. And he's so emotionally open. It's like, oh, I lost him
so much.
And Grace, just without a moment of hesitation, she breaks the news to him that they want him to go so callously. At the funeral, they want him to go.
Right. Oh, well, Oswald, he left the house to me, and I'm simply not comfortable having an ex-murderer in the house.
Yep, he pleads his father he wanted them all to be together, and he'll do anything. And they okay him as a free servant. They say, okay, well, we'll keep you on as a free servant.
And also because Grace raises a logical point that if he finds a good lawyer, that could mean some bad news for them.
No, I mean, it's the secret reason for the kids. Don't know why. Yeah, also, they intend to kill him, by the way. I want to make that clear.
Of course.
Let's just say we're leaning more towards Penguin's side, despite some really dark stuff on the horizon. But we're still kind of leaning towards his side. These were horrible people, okay? They deserve really bad things to happen. So again, Penguin, the grieving son of the man that gave them all their wealth, they keep him close, avoid suspicion, or contesting the will, and we fake his suicide. It's about 6 weeks from now.
I'm still trying to find the actress who played Grace. I'm looking it up, but
again, I feel so embarrassed. I knew her. I don't know. I'm a little all over the place this week with a lot of shows. So meanwhile, Barbara's in group therapy.
Melinda Clark.
Melinda, thank you. I don't know why I'm lost me. Sorry, folks. But Melinda Clark, she was excellent. It's the last time we were really going to mention her, so I might as well bring up now. Melinda Clark, she's from CSI, did an excellent job as this character, Lady Heather. Good actress. She didn't quite get to stretch her range as much as I thought she would, but don't get me wrong, she played it well, though.
She has a good opportunity this episode to kind of play the classic evil stepmother dynamic.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, here she gets to play evil stepmother, and before, again, it's unfortunate because the Elijah Van Dahl story just wrapped up so fast. That's why we're not really getting a lot of stuff there. But again, Elijah Van Dahl is absolutely fantastic this season, and Grace played it as kind of the they played such a creepy, ominous family of like, oh, we're trying to murder everyone. But again, I like she played it so kind of as theatrical as all the other members of the Cobblepot family, which is really kind of neat. I'm saying, Elijah all the Van Dahls are very theatrical. Like, we're planning Murder, She Wrote over here. And they're having a grandfather-son moment on this side.
Right.
Okay, let's see. So, so Barbara's... Okay, so again, enough Melinda Clark love. Again, Melinda Clark, excellent actress. Watch her on CSI.
I instantly knew that groan was coming. Oh, God.
Okay, so Barbara's in group therapy since she's awoken from the last episode. Hello, dearie. Someone call Professor Strange.
The Terry Gilliam, fisheye lens shot.
Seriously, so creepy. You take us to the Barbara stuff. I don't have the patience.
Okay. Well, so Babs is in the support group. She's like, I murdered my parents. I cut their throats. I joined a gang of psychopathic killers.
Here's the line.
What?
I hate this line coming up that she says. Keep going.
And I tried to kill Jim Gordon and Lee Tompkins.
All right, coming up after.
But it's a puppet of demons in my head. I wish I could undo what I've done. God. I don't feel insane. I'm so sad.
Don't you dare use that line for her. Don't you dare use that line.
Oh man, no, not 1 ounce of forgiveness for Barbara on your part, huh? You're really sour. I actually think Barbara came out decently next episode. I think
next episode. I'm just saying this scene in particular. I hate the puppet to demons in my head line. I hate
to demons in my head. Yes.
That's your ration. That's you.
Well, I mean, as someone who suffers from mental illness myself, I can
Don't
say
even do it. Not the same thing with Barbara. Don't even.
Well, no, I mean, of course, I never think of murdering my parents or anything like that, but I'm just saying, like, when I have a panic attack, yeah, it's kind of the demons in my head causing it. Anyways.
I don't. Anyway, so after that horrible puppet, again, I'm a little more forgiving next episode. Believe it or not, I'm still really mixed on it. We'll get to that.
I think next episode is actually one of the more positive I've ever felt about Barbara.
I'm so embittered over her. I'm still conflicted about it. After this one, I over rightfully bitter. Again, this puppet to demons in my head thing. Oh, come on, it's not. She's.
I really don't think it's that bad of a line, but
that is a horrible line, Tiki. That is
points for subjectivity, Steven. Points for subjectivity. I don't think it's that bad.
Puppet, like a puppet to demons in my head. Anyway, so Hugo Strange is in the room. That's the best part of the scene.
Of course.
He's as always, the wonderful, the talented, B.D. Wong. He's saying, what made the change? Maybe I needed some sleep. The only line worse.
Okay, that was stupid. That was dumb.
Only line worse than puppets did. The only line.
Oh God.
Just maybe I needed some sleep. Someone bring Jerome back and kill her. Come on.
Oh God.
Come on.
We already brought Galavan back, and he's a less cool villain than Jerome.
Give him the freeze serum. Have him kill her. Come on. Anyway, so let's see. So Strange and Peabody having a little conversation on the side there after the group therapy session is kind of wrapped up. And this is just not helping with the Barbara stuff here. I don't like the idea Strange can't tell if she's faking. I don't know. I don't like that. Just, Strange is so...
I don't necessarily think it's that he doesn't know she's faking it. I just genuinely think he's intrigued by her.
Well, that's the thing. I think he's making her sound like she's too much of an enigma. We're talking about a brilliant guy here. He's just wondering. I have no idea if she's faking or not. She intrigues me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where she's deserving of that. From Hugo Strange. It's another thing that's not helping with my Barbara hatred this episode. It's like don't give me Hugo Strange as kind of this awesome character and have me this great performance and have him kind of build her up saying, I don't know, she's kind of basically it's almost as if he's saying she has like kind of a Joker-like mind of like, I have no idea. That's the only time Hugo Strange.
Yeah, I hear you.
You see what I'm saying? It's just that it rubs me the wrong way.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so then Peabody suggesting some dream therapy, which again, very in keeping with Hugo Strange and the Mad Hatter, two Batman-centric stories of kind of going inside dreams and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I love this line by Hugo, though. Not all of our patients are nails, in spite of having a very useful hammer.
Yeah.
I love B.D. Wong's delivery on that. Just so cool.
We have a powerful hammer, Miss Peabody. Mm-hmm. Not all our patients are nails. But again, with the dream therapy, I mean, and let's just say in the animated series, Hugo Strange and the Mad Hatter both have used kind of dream technology on Batman to really awesome effect.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering how much we're going to see that come back this season. So anyway, Gordon's asleep in Bullock's car.
Oh God, poor Gordon.
I gotta tell you, it's kind of like
after all the shit that he had to go through in the last episode.
I'm telling you, I kind of like this undercover kind of out of the norm Gordon, just kind of on the streets.
That's the Gordon that we're gonna see for the rest of the season. I think we're pretty much on that train.
Now that I'm a little worried about, because again, I like this Gordon's like a little change of pace, but I don't want undercover Gordon's kind of fun.
I'm sure he'll be back at the GCPD for season 3, but I'm thinking the rest of the season he'll be on his own.
Anyway, so let's see. So he's been sleeping in the car. He tells Bullock he saw him mugging, and then Bullock has a great line that sums up Gordon on many levels. Just Jim Gordon just couldn't walk on by, could he? Nope. And it looks like the governor is okaying Barnes to offer a $10,000 reward for information leading to Gordon's capture, which is not good.
Yeah, but if he raises it 20, Harvey might consider it.
I love this. Yeah, that's a great line, though. He just has such good camaraderie between Gordon and Bullock, just saying, yeah, you should turn me in. Yeah, they raise the 20,000, maybe. And that line right there just feels so classic Gordon Bullock from the comics and everything. That's a great delivery between. And again, at this point, they have a whole season and almost two at this point under their belt, where they're just kind of getting away with kind of that great chemistry they've built up so far. Like, yeah, it's Gordon Bullock. Yeah, those moments.
And I think from the get-go, we've agreed that kind of the big backbone of the show has been the dynamic between Gordon and Bullock.
Absolutely. So let's see. So they play the tape. It's a disguised voice with. However, it's kind of. You can't really fault him because we know absolutely who's behind this, so we can definitely tell it's Nigma's speech pattern. But you think maybe they.
Yeah, I did pick up on the speech pattern. Yeah.
I kind of wish they don't get wrong. They convey this that there was a bit of familiarity with this. Like I've heard this before. I just wish they kind of maybe made that a little more explicit. Of like, yeah, wait, this sounds very familiar, but we can't pin it down. I don't know.
Right.
Let's see. Then they hear kind of a sound that Bullock says, "What is that, a bird?" I don't know. We need to clean the tape up. But how are we going to do that? Gordon thanks Bullock and tells him he has to keep his distance for his own safety, but he's got some friends he can still ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
So we're in Nigma's apartment.
Oh God.
And we get for a change, and I love this, Gordon pulling a Batman entrance. Hooray!
Mm-hmm.
That's a rare occurrence.
So he just walks up. He's like, "Hi, Ed." And this, I can't get over Ed's reaction. He like shrieks like a little girl. I can't even do it.
Hysterical. Just Nicholas. He thinks the jig is up. He's found me. He's gonna kill me. He's gonna beat my head into the table. I'm done for. So just the high Ed gag is really funny. So let's see. So really, we cut back from commercial. We see Jim's asking for help. To Nigma's surprise, he brings him the IA tape, and he's says, "Yeah, Nigma's like, oh yes, the sneaky little buggers. What do you know?" Playing so many layers, and Corey Michael Smith does an excellent job this episode.
Oh yeah,
he does. Let's see. So we have the sneaky little buggers. Jim, my friend, you've come to the right place. So he's helping Gordon. Of course, he's kind of planning, how can I alter this to make sure he doesn't find out it's me, and also I can eliminate him because he's trying to capture me. Mm-hmm. Let's see. So he offers tea.
That's
tea.
What Howard Hamlin said. Hey, did anyone say tea? I'm down for some tea.
He offers some tea and he offers some assistance. Again, pleasantries from Nigma. That's always something good.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going
on. By the way, just gonna insert Howard Hamlin into the Hugo Strange and Penguin scene where Penguin's pouring the tea. Howard Hamlin's just there, like, "Oh, hey, buddy, can you pour me a glass?"
And he's still in his golf regalia.
Of course.
Okay, let's see. So meanwhile, the Vandals are playing Cinderella with Penguin here. They're really cruelly hating on Mrs. Couplepot's goulash, which again we've set up the goulash in the
yeah.
Come on, Oswald, eat your goulash. Be big and strong. So again, this is a very important goulash. And the Vandals are just they're hating, except Charles. And I love Charles of the Vandals, by the way. He was always hilarious. Seriously, look back at it. Charles, out of the Vandals, he always had the funny line because he was kind of the slow pony. He didn't quite get what the rest of them were thinking. But also he had that hysterical line. Remember the line where it's where Sasha, she tried seducing the Penguin, and that didn't work. He says, "Should I try?" just the hilarious slow pony in the family, and he says, "It's actually not that bad." And then just Grace gives him a look, and he spits it out. It's like, So Grace makes it explicitly clear she wants a roast for this coming dinner.
Oh boy!
I don't know if it was like Sunday dinner or whatnot. It's like, I want roast for this day in particular. Don't forget.
Well, Oswald will give her a roast. Oh man.
Yes, she's gonna sit her down in a chair and say, "You know what? And your mother is." He's just gonna roast her. But no, seriously, we all love Grace here, right? So let's give her a hand for being such a sport. No, not that kind of roast, folks. Much more sadistic and terrifying. More on that later. So Grace wants roast. She insults Penguin's mother. Nothing like your slut mother's cookie. Or something
God!
That's really mean to Mrs. Couplepot. And I can't even imagine Grace saying such a horrible thing. But there she goes.
And then Sasha
she seals her fate.
And Sasha just straight up like drops the food right on the floor.
Those kids are pricks. I mean, what was Grace thinking raising those spoiled, rotten children?
But I love this. I love this where Charles just starts throwing food at Oswald, and Oswald. It's like I love his reaction. He's trying so hard to be a good sport about it. He's like, oh, good shot, Charles. Oh, this has been delightful. Really.
And again, it's such an interesting idea that I love that on the way back to Penguin that we're having kind of this. Him kind of going through the ranks of what he's done as the Penguin, kind of enters through the service way. He's a servant to these guys, and eventually it's going to lead him back to the power trip of the Penguin, which might help on some level bring kind of the memories back, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of taking similar roles through his criminal life.
Yeah.
So you're right; those kids just bend them over a knee. Those kids, bad kids.
I think Bing Crosby needs to give him a good old whooping. Come here, boy.
Sack of Valencia oranges.
All right.
We don't condone child abuse. That's
no, of course not. But we do condone you going to the Movie Machine podcast at hotchocolatemedia.net.
Well, we're not necessarily not condoning the abuse of older children who are not children, like in this case, with Charles. Again, if you want to abuse them, let's go with abuse over what their actual fate is. By all means, their actual fate is, but let's not divulge that now. Meanwhile, Enigma is listening to the tape. Listening to the tape, he says, "Well, sorry, it's a dead end." He says, "Why don't you clean the tape? Can you do that?" He says, "Sure. More tea."
Howard Hamlin's just like, tea?
Yeah. That's what you do when you have Mad Hatter coming. Howard Hamlin's just in the.
Oh my God, Howard Hamlin is just going to be Mad Hatter's sidekick.
See, he's the rabbit. We said Howard Hamlin with giant bunny ears.
Fuck yes. Patrick Fabian is the March Hare. Absolutely.
Anyway, so Hamlin aside.
We're going to get so much mileage out of that tea time thing.
But seriously, so Enigma's offering more tea, and Hamlin's going nuts in the corner, but we're going to leave him there. Jim suspects Loeb, and again, I like that we're still kind of hinting at Loeb, which makes him really hopeful for maybe a little return, at the very least more Loeb next season. He suspects Loeb. He points out that maybe it's a cop or someone who works with cops, which makes Enigma very nervous. He's nervously fumbling around while he's making the tea for himself, and Jim takes notice. So again, a lot of people are curious if Jim comes here knowing that Enigma's the one that framed him or not. I would say no, but this is where he starts to kind of put the pieces together from this point forward. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. I think he just kind of like puts the pieces together and kind of picks up on the cues.
Because I don't want it to kind of read as like only during the penultimate moment does he realize it. Because I think he's figuring out from this point forward. He's putting all these smartly putting the pieces together. Again, I don't want to make Gordon seem too incompetent there, just like the whole time saying, "Oh, he's right under my nose." But no, it's like look at Hank Schrader from Breaking Bad. He was right under his nose too, But he covered his tracks really well. So let's see. So not that it's the same exact thing. Don't get me wrong. Walter was, well, let's just say a little more brilliant than our Riddler in this case. But our Riddler's no slouch.
No, he's not.
Let's see. So, here's a question. You think Loeb did it himself? No, he probably had some psychopath do it for him. And that really angers Enigma's ego. And again, I love this. The downfall of Riddler constantly must be his ego. And I love that we're starting to see that in here. We're seeing it right from the beginning here. His ego is his downfall in every case, even from the first season. Remember the whole Enigma spelled out on the side there.
Sure.
So, that seems a strong word, psychopath. He bludgeoned a man to death in cold blood. Well, so then the ego comes back at Gordon with, well, you've killed people. Yeah, that was in the line of duty.
This is almost like the Walter White moment when he's like, Hank, I wouldn't give up on Heisenberg. I think he's still out there.
Oh yeah, seriously, this is a great moment between Enigma and Gordon here. He's just kind of like chastising him. Yeah, it's really, and I like that they are kind of pointing out kind of. I think in this episode and going forward, we're kind of bringing kind of Gordon's arc back into Gordon's kind of direction this season back in the focus of he has made these he's made these bad decisions, and they've come to roost. And we've seen him kind of roosting and kind of really being raked over the coals. He's literally been put in prison. He's went through all this stuff, and now it's like they're calling these actions into question. Finally, now they're starting to kind of come back and like, what are you going to do about these things now? And that Enigma's presenting them to Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
So Enigma's saying, "Oh, I knew the rumors weren't true about you killing Galavan." That would make you, because if that were true, that'd make you like the people you're hunting. But again, he's like saying to Gordon, on some level, you're a hypocrite.
Right.
He's just come back. You call me a psychopath. I call you a hypocrite, Jim Gordon. I call you a murderer, like everyone else. We're going to see that really kind of fester in an awesome way a little later on.
Mm-hmm.
It says, right, like you're hunting sick and diseased. The tea kettle sounds like Enigma's getting really mad. The tension's really up there.
Howard's the farmer, like, hey, you should probably do something about that tea. I want tea.
Yeah. There she blows.
Oh, God.
Enigma goes over there, and I love this on the way there, just talking to himself, saying, shut up, you're talking too much.
Right, as if Gordon just can't hear him.
So Jim asks about the Penguin, because he's figuring, wait a minute, did Penguin tell him about Galavan? Why is he bringing that up all of a sudden? No, I talked to. Did you talk to him in the GCPD? And then Enigma completely tips his hand. Now Gordon has figured it out by this point. Why did you talk to him in the GCPD? Yes. No. I said hi. So yeah,
really bad liar.
And again, we're bringing this back into focus now. Again, we're not a fully formed Riddler quite yet. He's not covering all his tracks completely. Because he's faltering under pressure now that he has his arch enemy, and the man he has made. He has put on a pedestal to be his arch enemy. By the way, so not even his arch enemy. Right. So this idea that Enigma is he's transforming these figures into a Batman to make the ultimate opponent in his own mind, because that's what his ego needs to be a good criminal. Mm-hmm. At this point, he's faltering over. He's getting starstruck by his own. Oh, my arch enemy's here. I gotta make tea. I gotta talk to him.
Oh God.
And then he's faltering over, saying, "Oh, he thinks he's thought of every answer, but no, he hasn't. He's not like Kim Wexler. He hasn't thought of every right answer to the response.
Right.
So let's see. So it's good. What happens?
So he says, let's listen to the tape. Well, at first he says, I'm going to listen to the tape. And Gordon's like, no, let's both listen to the tape. And they listen to the tape. They hear that the bird sound is actually a cuckoo clock. It's mechanical. Oh, boy.
I love Enigma. So that sounds like a swell idea. Listen to the tape, and you're right. There's the cuckoo clock. Without fingers, I point. Without arms, I strike. Without feet, I run. What am I? A clock.
You're a clock. I know it was you, Ed.
Yeah, guns pointed at him. He says, I know it was you, Ed.
Then the clock goes off.
Yep, the cuckoo, cuckoo. And then there's just that smile on Enigma's like, oh, it's the moment. I'm finally get the glow now.
I knew that you knew that I knew.
And then we have a kind of a classic kind of Riddler-esque kind of trap setup where it has like a car battery or something. So he has an electrified chair, just zaps the crap out of Gordon, that knocks him unconscious.
And,
so let's see.
He's kind of like singing this weird little riddle as he's grabbing Jim and going and dragging him to the car trunk.
Well, look, it's to the kind of grandmother's house we go, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah.
Over the pavement and through the alley. No, seriously, he's like singing that sort of thing when he's dragging him. He's so happy-go-lucky about it. Yeah, I outsmarted my enemy, now it's not
right, exactly.
Let's see, before he pops the trunk and he turns around, Gordon, again, he's trying to pull a bad exit, but we see he's mastered the entrance. He's not quite there on the exits, because then Enigma shoots him in the leg, which, no, he shot poor Jim Gordon in the leg.
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
they kill
Rises.
Gordon on this show. Like, they kill Gordon on this show, really.
Can I finish my thought? That was not what I was going for. It's like, oh no, he's been shot in the leg, just like Rises. That's very bad.
Don't bring up Rises.
So let's see. So then Gordon's pursued inside a warehouse, because it's always a warehouse.
Of course.
But again, at the Batman convention, it's always a warehouse. But here's what's great about it, though. Much like, again, with Batman, it's always a warehouse. Much like the 60s show, we have an awesome 60s style Dutch angle in this whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. Enigma walks in, a lot of green lighting. There's a bit of green lighting, and it's a Dutch angle shot. It's really cool looking. He's following Gordon's blood trail, and he monologues on the why. why he's going after him. Anyways, we see the shot of Gordon hiding, really neat shot. He mentions KK, Kristen Kringle, and then bang bang, he escapes in nick of time. Rats, maybe goes the other side. Rats. We get this really nice snowfall starting, and I love we're kind of in winter in Gotham. We're getting some nice snow, really good shots coming from that.
Winter is coming.
It's kind of funny, both in Bates Motel and in Gotham, it's winter.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently winter is coming on Game of Thrones. I don't know when it's ever going to get there, but apparently it's coming. Anyways, so Bruce is making SpaghettiOs, which I love. I love that little detail.
He's preparing some dinner.
Mm-hmm. And I love this. He fixed Selena's jacket after she ripped it, because sewing is an important skill for young bachelors.
According to Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, which is definitely going to come in useful. It has more than just one purpose. Jim enters wounded and surprised to see Bruce and Selena there because he's just wandering into the next available location he can find. And
right.
Bruce, Selena, it's such a fun reunion. Hey. Says, well, Detective Gordon, what happened to you? I found the man who framed me. And he passes out because again he's been shot in the leg, and he's had to walk all the way over there. He's pursued by Enigma. He's drop dead tired. Thankfully not completely dead. Much as Selena's just given up on him completely. Great, a dead cop's in my crib. Now I got a dead cop in my crib now. Hello?
Yeah. I hear you.
Okay, let's see. So, I guess that's kind of funny. Selena instantly gives up. Gordon, she's not helping him at all,
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's see. Penguin. Okay. That's what's going on here.
Don't forget the cherries, Oswald. He's making Grace a drink.
So again, we got that Cobblepot the servant thing, which is usually in the comics is a big thing, by the way, where various backgrounds for Penguin have said, the Cobblepot started off as servants and then they ascended the power. And, there was actually a rivalry at some point between the Pennyworths and the Cobblepots in some continuities.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of neat little. Actually, that's why he always had a preference for Alfred. He always mocked Alfred.
Okay. So he's looking around for the cherries and he finds the bottle of poison. Oh boy.
Yeah, but it's starting to come back to him.
Then Grace comes in, there's no cherries. Gives Grace a drink. The next time I ask for cherries, there better be cherries.
Very intimidating. Not the best boss to have. So, see, Penguin test the poison out on.
This is just a sample of how dark this episode's going to get. This is an appetizer of the darkness to come.
Well, a very appropriate choice of words.
Yes.
So he tests out the poison on the dog and the beloved dog, which we mentioned way back when, because I was wondering if they're going to do anything with that dog.
Oh, God.
They did. He puts into pours the poison from the bottle into a little bowl. Dog looks it up, and then the Wonder Twins come in. No. Sasha and Charles walk in, and they're there to remind him about the roast, which is definitely not the thing you want to do. Because they know this
time.
So basically, seeing that bottle, now it's starting to sink in. He's testing on the dog, and even though he doesn't know if it's work quite, it's all coming back to him. He and him kind of a position of kind of working for being an underling to someone who has more power than him, who he just really detests. It's all coming back to him.
Oh yeah.
He's the look on his face, and they're mocking him, and oh boy, it's coming back to him.
And he sees the dog died from the poison, and he just breaks out into kind of a Joker laugh.
Oh yeah. So let's see. So
he's meanwhile back at Wayne Manor.
If he's back, Wayne Manor. Jim's resting on the couch. Batman. Sorry, I'm working on the Batman pitch as we speak here. My notes are similarly marked for Bruce Wayne and Batman with a B, so forgive me for that.
Who's B?
It's Batman.
Yeah.
In this case, it's also Bruce. So Bruce thanks Alfred for his help, getting them back to the manor there, tending to Gordon's wounds.
Mm-hmm. Alfred says he's looking thin. Bruce says, well, I'm getting plenty to eat. That I very much doubt.
Yeah, but you can sense the worry and concern on Alfred. But again, Alfred's keeping his distance and he's showing respect.
Yes, he is.
So they're interrupted before Alfred brings up, there's something they should talk about. And Bruce says, "Look, Alfred, I'm not coming back to the manor." He says, "Well, yeah, but something else." And then Jim walks in, Jim awakens, hence the interruption. It's revealed that Bruce stitched them up.
Mm-hmm.
And brought him here. So again, good for Bruce. He swallowed his pride, got him back to the manor because, hey, he's not going to let Jim Gordon die on his watch or else the show's over. So let's see. So Alfred and Gordon have a little chat as Bruce is kind of they come up with some excuse for Bruce to leave the room, and they're having a little chat here. They're having some breakfast and coffee. Alfred offers some breakfast and coffee for Gordon. Just takes the coffee again. Pleasantries all around from Alfred.
Yeah. So it turns out staring at the cold, dead eyes of the man who killed Bruce's parents doesn't bring him much closure, and that's why he's living with Selena.
Yeah, because Gordon's asking, he's following up on, oh man, well, Bruce and Selena are not going to live in the manor or anything. What's going on there? How long have they been living together? Since Malone. And Jim apologizes for, for making Bruce, for not getting there before Bruce actually had to witness the death of the man who killed his parents.
Mm-hmm.
Alfred agrees, there's nothing can be done. You can't unfry an egg. You can't unfry an egg. what my dear old mum says.
Okay.
So my dear old mum.
Alfred basically asks if he has any idea how he's going to get out of this awful pickle you're in.
Let's discuss your current situation. Long story short, you were framed for murder, escaped prison, and are tracking down the man. We're tracking down the man who framed you, who promptly shot you in the leg. So ideas had then you get the pickle line. Sorry. Gordon says yes, he has an idea. Meanwhile, Babs is released.
I honestly think that Hugo Strange is just kind of being a troll right now. Really do.
Let's discuss this. What did you think of Barbara's rehabilitation here? Because you were the big champ. You called this one.
Oh, I did call this one. I did. You're right. I called this. Unfortunately, Christmas didn't have anything to do with it. But
now you might be getting your wish on another show, though.
God. Look, I very much think that Hugo Strange knows that Barbara is going to go straight to Jim. I don't know. Then again, he says I really don't. So
again, why can't it just be? Because I think it's a safe bet that she's going to go to Jim. Again, Hugo Strange would be able to figure that out. Why does she have to be such an enigma for Strange?
Yeah, I'm kind of starting to agree with you. Yeah.
Again, I like the idea that it seems, because remember, Hugo Strange is armed with the information that he knows that Jim Gordon killed Theo Gallivan. Mm-hmm. He knows this, and he's witnessed this from the Penguin. That's why he's put Penguin out in the world, and that's why he's presumably released Barbara Keene, but then again, he just might be kind of for wanton chaos. This is the character that caused the most controversy in the show. Let's put her out there, see what happens.
But that's why I'm saying he's essentially being a troll in this moment. This will be interesting. This will be fun, Mrs. Peabody.
I don't want to ruin my stuff, Mrs. Peabody. I'll just get her out of here before she brings doom upon this whole facility.
And so, he's being very comfortable with Barbie. He's like, I run a hospital, not a prison. If something does happen, we're always here. Yeah,
B.D. Wong knows how to play Hugo Strange so lovely. It's like, you love this guy. He's so pleasant on one side. At the same time, he's like so creepy, and he's so methodical.
Mm-hmm. So I'm loving this dynamic with Mrs. Peabody. So Peabody warns him, you're going to get a bad reputation if you keep releasing crazy people. I'm not looking for a good reputation, Mrs. Peabody. She's a beautiful experiment. Which is essentially another word for she's batshit crazy, and it'll be fun to see what
even by our standards.
Right.
But you know what, though? I gotta tell you, if anyone could just make Barbara sound better than she is, it's gonna be B.D. Wong as Hugo Strange. Just making her, again, a beautiful experiment. The way he says that, she's a beautiful experiment. That makes Barbara actually sound good for a moment.
Right. Okay.
That's what they gotta do with Comic-Con when if she ever gets like kind of hateful questions. Let's bring B.D. Wong, bring him out. She's a beautiful experiment. Okay, we're good. We love her again. Okay.
Oh God.
Which means we love her for the first time.
That's great. I do agree with you that initially I like how I don't know. Like I said, I think the whole line where he doesn't know what she's going to do, but it'll be interesting. I think, like I said, I want to just kind of chalk that up to him being a troll. Just being like, whatever she does, it's going to be batshit crazy. It'll be fun to watch. I don't know.
Yeah, no, maybe.
Anyways.
Meanwhile, let's see. So, Gordon and company, and Bruce, Alfred, and Selena in the manor there. They're kind of chatting what the plan is. They can't go to the cops, so they figure.
Cops, right? Those jerks.
Again, I love the old dynamic of Selena and Gordon back again. Just always is kind of the undermining, like she has no respect for authority whatsoever. Again, we get a great callback to the Selena Jim dynamic here, where we have Gordon giving it's hysterical. It was in the finale of last season where Gordon just gives this hysterical smile to Selena. I keep losing what happens. We'll get to it just that. So they figure, okay, well he's buried. When he met the Penguin, he mentioned he was out in the woods, so he probably was buried in Kringle at the time. That's probably why, because he mentioned Kirsten Kringle. So, he's going to tell us where the body is. So, wait, you think he's going to tell you where the body is? And Bruce offers his help, but we need someone Barnes without a doubt knows will betray me. I love this bit. This bit's hysterical, and then we get the smiles. I love Selena eating the bacon.
Everyone just turns to look at her when they say betray him, and she's just what?
And then we get the Gordon smile of like, man, the first season it was like, come on, help me out, please. And here it's just going, we need you, Selena. Just that hilarious Gordon smile. I don't know what it is. It's a rarity when you see it, but when it happens, only when Selena's in the room do you get this smile. It's always
All right, so Selena bursts into the GCPD, just bursts in like she owns the place. Who do I talk to about the reward for Jim Gordon?
I love her getting this opportunity to bounce off of the other characters, too.
I love Bullock. Bullock just instantly comes up. No, shut your mouth,
because he doesn't know the plan. He just tries quieting her down. Right. Looks very nervous as Selena tells Barnes. Again, Selena going up against Barnes is awesome. Because if anyone's going to take, again, it's like this. Everyone's so terrified of Barnes. Like, I don't mean like terrified. Everyone's like kind of like, oh, this guy, we don't want to deal with this guy. Selena's the only one's like, you're going to worry for Barnes dealing with Selena.
All right, so
Jim was shot.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Jim was shot. Bullock's like, "Oh, he was shot." And he says, "Yeah, he was at my place." He says, "Is that worth $10,000?" No, it's not worth $10,000. Then drops the Penguin hint saying, "Well, he mentioned something about going to the Penguin. I don't know anything else though." So yeah, $10,000 for what?
You also mentions something about a body being buried, which sets Nigma off. Nigma's in the corner watching.
Yep, and then she asks, "You gonna pay me?" And then Barnes is so cheap, He's just for what?
No, she says, "You gonna pay me or what?" And Barnes is like, "Or what?"
I could have sworn I heard for what, but
no, I think it's or what. I think
makes
coming back at her or what.
That makes sense, huh? Yeah, I think you're right.
So Nigma Nigma retreats to the bathroom. He's freaking out in the mirror. He's like, maybe
here's a great callback.
Maybe you won't even find the Penguin. He's a detective. He finds people for a living, you idiot.
Now, I like how we're kind of going full circle here with Nigma kind of breaking down, going back to the state where he's not as confident and kind of well comprised as he's been as kind of our one step away from being Riddler Nigma we've been dealing with now. Now he's going back to the whole like when he was kind of divided amongst himself. Like he's starting to come unglued, his mind started coming unglued from the ego to the old Edward Nigma is trying to change.
Okay, so let's see. Let's weigh out the odds. Chances of Gordon finding Penguin. Let's say 80%. Chances Penguin telling Gordon. Say another 80%. That means there's a 160% chance of Gordon finding Kristen.
I think he just says 60% chance, doesn't he?
No, I think he says 160. I think he just puts 80 and 80 together.
No, I thought it was just like, I don't know. I don't know why I didn't hear 160. I just heard 60.
I could be wrong.
Because I thought it was still 60% certain is pretty up there. You got to do something if it's 60.
Point is, yeah, that's where Nigma has to go into the woods.
Also, so I just like that bit of like the way they shot that too. By the way, before it goes into the woods, was He's aggressively berating himself and calling himself stupid. And he just says, Penguin's my friend. He won't talk. Stupid, stupid, stupid. He's just yelling at himself, so angry. With his ego just so angry with him. It's like, how could you have been so stupid? And yeah, he did make many mistakes, as we saw when he's dealing with Gordon there. So again, I love he's just calling himself on these mistakes this early on. Because we'll get to a point eventually where it's just going to be he's just so caught up in like, no, I am the smartest man ever. No way did I make mistakes. Yes, you made a mistake, idiot. Okay, you're right. So we're in the snow-covered woods. Looks glorious.
He says hello to Kristen. Right he says hello to Kristen as he's digging her up. Look, Kristen, I bet you didn't expect to see me again, but circumstances.
We have Jim's entrance from behind. Again, I love this set. I love this scene. This is the best part of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So you have Jim's entrance from behind.
So, you did find Penguin, and that little bird saying, no, I just followed you.
Then Enigma figures it out. He basically figures out, you were in cahoots. Of course you were in cahoots. Says, no, Jim, I'd clap, but I have your gun in my hand.
Okay.
And this is a great scene. Again, this has been building. Do you think it was as satisfying as we would hope?
No, I wish they would have built it up through the whole season, honestly. I wish they would have just kept it through another 5 episodes or so. I honestly think it comes together a little too quick for my personal taste, honestly.
I'm, for the most part, satisfied. I mean, for the most part, you're right. It does feel a little bit rushed. I mean, I expect to at least go for one more episode, but then again, I don't know. I think I like this scene a lot.
I'm curious to see what they're going to do with Nigma going forward. I actually kind of have a feeling that he might be involved in whatever the hell they have planned for the Mad Hatter.
Well,
it's
let's
definitely...
hold off on
it's definitely... What?
Let's hold off on that part till it happens,
It's just a gut feeling. I can't say for sure, but I don't know. I just kind of wish that we would have had Nigma going into Arkham as the finale. I think they kind of jumped their gun a little too much. Anyways.
Point is, I really do like this kind of this face off here, where he's just kind of. I think it's built up kind of the dynamic we've had for a while. I'm saying it. I think it was you're right. It probably could have been dragged as a smidge more, and I mean, it does feel kind of like it's a 1-episode wrap up sort of thing. It doesn't feel like it was building, but we've had some good setup though. Again, we've had that kind of what this conversation relates to has definitely been set up, and I like that we've had the two of them kind of going. The whole like you're. Again, we had that kind of that brother a little bit a hair of that brother dynamic we've been hinting at. Remember?
Right, yeah.
The whole like kind of like it's somewhat of kind of a brotherly dynamic of like older brother, little brother, kind of like showing a little bit of respect to the guy's ostracized. He's just saying, which again I love. Enigma calls him on in the scene. Dialogue is a little something like this. I think just so I clap, but I have your man. How? Well, you dummy. It's just the real me admitting the truth to myself. Like, how did this happen to you? Again, I love Gordon just trying to help because the way the scene plays is Gordon saying, "How does that do?" And I think he genuinely means it. What do you think? You think it's just him getting to the bottom?
Definitely. Like, again, I'll go back to that scene that was so surreal for us, where Gordon, Tompkins, Kringle, and Nigma are all toasting each other and having a toasting to friendship.
Because again, we start just looking at their arc because we're kind of at the end with these guys, so might as well kind of look at it in reflection for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the very beginning. Gordon's really trying to keep to himself, but he befriends Bullock, who's his partner, and also he has that kind of that dynamic with Nigma, where everyone just kind of doesn't give Nigma time of day. He's the one guy that GCPD gives him he solves the riddles. He gives him a time of day.
Oh yeah.
And eventually, it gets to a point where Gordon doesn't really want to become Nigma's, really, doesn't want to get too involved in again, he doesn't want to mix work with pleasure. His work life with his outside home life. But again, you're right. They have that kind of that moment where they're having dinner together. It's like surprising Gordon how much Enigma's in his life. And he just says, "Hey Ed, everything okay?" Just that little moment from way back in the first episode of this season, where he says, "Hey Ed, you okay?" It's just there's a bit of care there. And here's his questioning. Well, Nigma, what happened to you? How did this happen? He says, this is the real me, Jim. I'm admitting the truth to myself. You don't want to admit it because, let me guess, you don't want to admit it because you don't want to admit that I was under your nose the whole time, or that there's a monster in all of us, which that is absolutely Gordon's thing this season.
Yeah, totally.
Again, monsters are a big thing this season. Wrath of the Villains and all.
Monsters are coming, Mr. Mayor.
Absolutely. And again, I think this line just epitomizes what this season's going for. And again, what kind of Gordon's arc is like, he's doing some dark things that are kind of leading to very monstrous consequences. And that, there was a dark side. We're kind of all leaning towards that. We can all go to that, like I have. And you again, Gordon first season, he's believing the shining utopia that, look, guys, if we stay on the clean path here, we can do some good here. He's realizing at the end of the first season, no, that's impossible. We got to kind of toe the line, and then Gordon's kind of tempted to stepping over that line, and now he's ruined the day, and he's seeing kind of people are crumbling around him, either dying or they're crumbling and they're kind of breaking, like Nigma here, and it's something it's really sad for Gordon. It's really sad between these two. It's like someone who, like an innocent guy in the GCPD, just needed like a little compassion, and it's gone to heck for him. And there's a bit of sadness there in that line that Gordon's just saying there, but at the same time, Enigma's just calling out, no, you didn't really, at this next line, it comes up, he says, you of all people should know, it's basically, you of all people should know this, that there's a monster in all of us. He says, I was your friend. He says, were you, Jim? Or did you just pity me? Silly Ed with his wordplay and his riddles. And again, Gordon did take pity on him early on, but again, there's like...
Yeah, that was definitely something we were talking about, for sure.
Yeah. Just, you're completely insane. That's easier for you to think that, right? Just, again, that is also Gordon's kind of issue. Again, he's in current comics, Gordon's character, he's dealt with so much crazy insanity. It probably that is the only way Gordon can sleep at night, kind of thinking that some of these guys are crazy. If he thinks they're kind of fully... they're actually doing this of their own accord. It's too horrible to bear. Just write them off as crazy. It's easier for you to think that. Again,
that's a big thing with Batman. I mean, practically all of Batman's villains go to fucking Arkham. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Again, I always thought with a character like the Joker, I've always thought that, Joker, a lot of people wonder if he's crazy or not. And, a lot of people just say he's not crazy, just really cruel and sadistic. I say we have to call him crazy because if we acknowledge that he wasn't, it'd be a thought too dark to bear. We have to call him insane because we don't want to think that it's...
I'm coming around, at least in terms of like the Dark Knight specific interpretation of the Joker. I'm coming around to the whole theory that he was an ex-soldier who has PTSD. Have you heard that theory?
No.
You haven't heard that theory? Yeah,
No.
I think it's a really good theory if you look into it. But anyways.
Hey, the point is just the emotional. I'm going to go with the crux of the emotional crux of the season. This Enigma's kind of pointing out the truth to Gordon here, and it's just Enigma's absolutely right on a lot of this, which is kind of the really interesting thing of the scene. He's absolutely right. You took pity on me. You weren't really my friend, but Gordon, again, he does view him as somewhat of a friend, but he knows it's just something to kind of help him out there. Anyway, point is, it's one last riddle. Is a nightmare for some. For others, a savior. My hands are cold. My hands are cold and bleak. Warm hearts are all they seek. Death. Right again. Again, I like it's kind of they bonded over a riddle in the first episode. Sure. Now it's kind of coming to a close here. It's kind of this. I think it is. I don't think I'm doing this scene justice. I think it's kind of a poetic end to kind of the beginning of their dynamic.
Okay, look, I will agree with you that it's a really good ending to that dynamic. It's just how they get there that I kind of don't like.
I mean, that's fair. I'm just saying I think this scene's a good representation.
Yeah.
I agree. I think I'm just kind of running into the ground. I'm sorry for that, folks. I don't know. I'm a little off this episode. Maybe it's
you're not. You're doing fine. You're doing fine. Don't beat yourself up.
Okay, let's see. So then we find it's a giant sting operation. We have all the other all the other GCPD officers are at the ready, and they've heard the whole thing and basically the whole confession.
And this cracks me up. He's just like, Captain Barnes, I'm arresting Jim.
We heard the whole thing, Nigma.
I just love that he thinks he can still get away with it.
So they arrest him.
Jim.
So they go for the arrest, and it seems that Enigma's Jim's name has been cleared. He flees and he falls in the snow. Oh crud! All these guns
are attempt ever. He just flees and he instantly just trips over a branch.
all these guns around him. Oh crud! Okay, so then we have this scene. So again, as one villain goes down, again, in many respects, is kind of formed at that point, which at the end of the episode, I'm going to rock you with some Riddler thoughts, but we'll get there.
Okay.
So we got Penguin serving Grace that roast.
Yeah.
Given our track record for these sort of references, would you like to start?
Okay, so Grace complains that the roast is overcooked, and Penguin's just with glee. He's like, "Oh, try the other joint. It's much more tender." It's the same.
Yeah, where are the children?
But it sure beats my slut mother's goulash, right? And yeah, you're right. She rings the bell for the children.
Yeah.
Oh, I doubt they'll hear it.
Did she ask it? Something different about you. I changed my hair. And he did change his hair, by the way. I like that. It's the mark of like, oh, he's back. And then he mentions, I found the sherry.
Oh yeah.
And he mocks her for being too vain to waste good poison.
You should have thrown it away, but you're a little too mean to waste good poison.
A little too mean. Is it vain or mean? Because I heard mean, but I thought vain made more sense.
It might be vain.
Because I think, mean also just kind of works too. I feel, you were too mean to waste good poison. Right. And then the way Robin Lord Taylor says this line out of context is hysterical. I thought, you thought they tasted the same.
But Sasha was definitely more tender, in my opinion. I love how he adds in my opinion.
I love just the motion. He just jabs the finger into the roast. And he's like, samples it. All right. And then she realizes, oh, God, she's like, no. Oh, no, again, but Belinda Clark does act her heart out in this no of like, if you're about to bite it, that's the way you do it.
It's much better no than the Darth Vader no, that's for sure.
Well, okay, come on, the Darth Vader no is not that bad.
I hate it for the fucking Return of the Jedi thing.
Yes, in that context,
I will never forgive the Return of the Jedi thing.
I'm saying that no is not good. I'm talking about the revenge.
That's not a good no either. Shut up.
That no is. The third.
Don't episode, you dare say that no was fine. Don't you dare say that.
I'm saying the episode 3 no was okay.
No. I say no to the no. Anyways.
I'm saying no to your no. Anyway, back to this no.
Yeah.
Do you think we've said no enough?
Right, so I'd like to humbly point out a little episode from South Park that is actually one of the most well-known episodes of all time.
Should we point out what happens after the no, or do you want to keep going?
No, he stabs her in the neck, yeah.
And he got this great spatter shot right on his face, and also in case we've danced around it, he has fed this woman her children.
Yes.
A little taste of her children.
Okay, so South Park, basically this kid, the episode's called Scott Tinnerman Must Die, and this kid scams Cartman out of $20. I'm not going to tell you how. It doesn't matter. It involves pubic hair. That's all I'll say. Oh, God. Sounds like South Park.
Did you have to share that detail if it didn't matter?
Anyway, so Cartman just gets so strung up for revenge against this kid. Like, just so evil and obsessed with getting revenge against this kid. Guess what the finale of the episode is, BlueDragonFive? Cartman has a chili cook-off that he invites Scott Tinnerman to, and then he makes a chili, and he fucking cooked Scott Tinnerman's parents into the chili. So I just can't help but think that was an influence here. Because it is a very well-known episode of South Park. It's one of the more famous episodes of South Park.
I would say it's more just Hannibal influenced. More.
Maybe.
I believe I've seen the. I'm just saying I've seen the show Hannibal. But also thinking not just the character in general. Hannibal Lecter always makes these delectable courses that are made from humans. I think that's kind of what they're going for. So in terms of if you're gonna have a cannibal, it's like prepared in the food. That's kind of the ultimate example of that.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I guess Scott Tinnerman Must Die in itself is a reference to Hannibal, but it just definitely called to mind. So, yeah, in the Cartman voice, I made you eat your parents. All right. Anyways, back to the episode.
I would. Anyway, so I was expecting in this scene. I was floored by the cannibal reveal because I did not see it coming.
It's great. It's great.
Oswald points to Cobblepot for knowing how to, make humans into such a delectable meal.
Right.
Again, you have to have a skill set. Again, Hannibal Lecter's like is a trained chef and genius for all the culinary things he's able to make people out of. But I mean, Oswald Cobblepot, I didn't know he had it in him to kind of make two make two humans and at least serve. Not again, he didn't make them into, he didn't compress them into a roast, but he put parts of them into a roast.
Right.
And I'm just saying, it takes some talent to get work it in there because you assume there's a lot of human meat in there. Anyway, but what I was expecting him to, because they set up the sherry and we saw, there was still some sherry in there. I thought he was just going to spike it with just like pour that on.
That's what I was expecting too. Yeah,
that was either that or like serve her the drink with that and give it like the
right.
If she drinks the thing, she dies like Elijah did. That's what I thought they were going for. There's going to be all three of them dead at the table with that. But I noticed they didn't come to dinner. I guess it might have been in the back of my mind that he probably gave it to them early, but then where's the reveal coming? And then the reveal of when he says, "You thought they tasted the same." Like, God, I know what I've seen 3 seasons of Hannibal preempted before that 4th season. I know exactly what's happened here.
Okay. Yeah. Let's quickly get through the rest of this. So Barnes is apologizing to Bullock, or I'm sorry, he's not apologizing to Bullock.
He needs to apologize to Bullock. Yeah. He's apologizing to, again, here's the thing. I don't think it's not much of an apology because, again, Barnes, he's at this point, he's flip-flopped so much you don't know if he's actually, you think he would apologize to Gordon?
I think he means it. I think he does mean it.
No, because again, we don't know where, because he's still a little peeved about Galavan. We don't know where they stand on that issue. Again, he was pretty dead set on the jury convicted him, so that means he was without a doubt guilty. And now we say, well, he was hoping he was proving his innocence. And the point is, Barnes accepts Jim back to the GCPD, and he owes him one. I'm hoping that owes him one, but I'm going to look past the Galavan. Then we're cool now. That's what I'm hoping. He owes him one.
Right. We're
going to see if he's just going to, again, because they keep flip-flopping on Barnes, if they're going to forget about that owes him one, too thing also. Okay, I don't want them to forget about, he owes him one.
For all we know, that he owes it one could just be him taking it easy on Bullock, which Gordon asks him to do.
Again, why is he... Darn it, Barnes.
I mean, that Barnes could just, hey, I took it easy on Bullock. We're even, Gordon.
Yeah. So let's see. So again, Jim asks him to take it easy on Bullock, and Jim reveals he's not coming back quite yet. He needs to do something first. And then Barnes assumes it's contact Lee. He pulls out Lee's phone number for her new... apparently she's working in the ME department down south. I'm not quite sure where that is geographically in the DC universe, but...
I was thinking maybe the Flash City?
I wouldn't go that. I mean, it might be Bloodhaven is the city fictionally next to Gotham, so maybe she's in Bloodhaven. That'd be kind of cool. But anyway, let's see. The point is that she's she's keeping busy after the miscarriage, so that's something,
Sure, definitely
out of the realm of possibility. It's something you want to do. Anyway, so she's in the ME. She's at the ME department down south. But Gordon's thinking about something else. He needs to, before he does that, before he seeks her out, before he does anything, he needs to solve the Wayne case. It still remains.
Mm-hmm.
Despite the fact Malone was caught, he's still convinced that there's someone who hired him to do the job in the first place.
Sure. Then, Barnes is like, well, sometimes we never find out, but if you take Lee's number, I'll get you the Wayne files.
Okay. Again, Barnes, Barnes and Chicklets is playing with some really good redeeming moments like that, but again, I just wish they'd make him a little more consistent.
I hear you.
We'll see. Anyway, so he takes the number. Meanwhile, Bruce and Alfred have a scene. I don't like this scene.
You don't? Okay.
I'm saying I don't like the logic of this scene. It's a very illogical scene.
So, Bruce is trying to kind of mend fences with Alfred. He's like, it's nothing that you did or didn't know. And
this is good. I'm just
I like how Alfred's like, I know that. Because Alfred, obviously, I think Alfred is very, very astute to Bruce's emotions.
Yeah, he's saying he's heading back to the city, but Alfred reveals that Lucius Fox has fixed the computer, and that's what I was trying to tell you earlier. But then Jim Gordon and everything was. He wants him, but he wants Bruce to leave Selena out of it to protect her. And this is the line.
She's been a bloody good friend and loyal. Yes, and I will not have you put that little girl's life in danger.
Despite the fact that I punched her square in the face.
I don't know. Honestly, to me, I kind of took this moment as the redemption for the whole punching in the face thing.
No, I mean that's redeemed, but here's what's not redeemed though. This complete. I don't know. It's complete apparel. First of all, it's polar opposite what Alfred always is. So right off the bat, it's gonna be hard to grab onto anyway. It's that Alfred saying you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have her involved. And again, it's the logical thing. Well, you trust Selina, have her involved. But the reality is we can't have Catwoman knowing who Batman is.
That's true.
See, that's the reality of it. I just wish they came up with a better reason that we can't have it both ways. Because again, Alfred years later is going to be saying, "No, listen, let her in, let people in, Bruce. You can do this." Just completely.
I mean, honestly, I don't have as much of a problem with this as you do because I kind of took the Spider-Man logic of it, where it's like he's just like, I need to stay away from the people I love to protect them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I wish Bruce made that decision, not Alfred, because Alfred just telling you my way or the highway on this.
That I won't argue with. That's
what I'm saying. Better. Again, I know we need this thing to happen. We need Selina to be kept out of the loop. I get that, but it feels like it's Alfred manipulating Bruce unnecessarily. It's something that, again, you look at the progression on Alfred, that makes this severely flawed because. Look what Alfred's done. He's always said, you need a life, you need a social life. He keeps coming around on Bruce's journey and says, no, you can't get involved. A child shouldn't be involved in this. No, I'll kill the man that killed your parents. He's going back and forth.
Okay. So as they're having this conversation, Selina comes out. Man, you rich people have really good water pressure because
she's been taking a shower during this conversation.
Selina seriously had some really good moments this episode. This is probably one of the better episodes of the season for Selina.
Selina's never really been bad ever. I can't.
No, she hasn't. But I'm just saying, she has some really good standout moments here. It felt like a really return to form for her. Anyways, so Bruce, and this is the part of the scene that I do have issue with, is that I think Bruce just he doesn't really give any sort of explanation at all. He's just saying like, look, I'm not going back. I'm grateful for everything you've done, but my place is here. And I agree with Selina for being a little peeved at this because I think the least that Bruce could have done has been like, look, there's some shit that came up with my parents' murder and I need to devote my time to that. So sorry, maybe we can, put this whole studying to be a criminal thing on hold and come back to it after I've got that done. But no, he doesn't offer any explanation for that. It's just like, no, my place is here. I had a problem with that.
I'm in 100% agreement with you on that. I connected it more to the Alfred thing, but you're right. That is exactly the problem, though.
And like I said, I think Selina kind of has a right to be peeved here. It's just, it's like, I think Bruce means well with it, but he's just not explaining himself. So, she's like, oh, you're Bruce Wayne and I'm street trash. And, I can see Selina's point here. I can see it. We know that's not what Bruce thinks, but he's being really shitty about just kind of dodging the truth here.
Well, to be fair, again, that's the issue. It's he's not really being that way, but he's not. You're right. He's not explaining anything. It makes it seem that way because it's not that he's just saying I belong here, Selina. I can't go back to the street. He's not saying it like that, but he's just saying, Selina, my place is here. I'm not coming back with you. He's just saying it directly. He's just not giving her any additional information.
It's very blunt. It's very blunt. There's no context behind it. It's like she's in the shower, and it's like, oh, my place is here, Selina.
Again, it's not him saying it callously, though. It's just her reading in what she can only read into it, like the reasons as to why. And then Bruce is not giving her anything, though. Okay, so let's see. So then after Selina leaves, really sad. So sad. See, there's a so sad for you. The other thing, not sad at all.
No.
How dare you use a so sad on? I can't. I'm still floored by it.
I'm sorry. Jesus.
We value the so sad. You use it on bar. I can't believe it. Anyway, so Enigma enters Arkham Asylum. We get a little bit of green lighting on there, and I'm conflicted about this, but we'll get that to the end, I guess. Okay. We don't really have any spec. I'm just going to spec on Enigma at the end.
Okay.
Yeah. We see Penguin at dinner, still blood spattered and enjoying himself. I gotta wonder. Do you think he ate the roast?
I genuinely hope not, but I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, I mean, do you think he prepared it right that he would be able to, or do you think he's just gonna half? half-weighted, just like, yeah, I just need it for presentation, just takes a bit and see if she notices the taste, and I'm going to kill her, throw it out. I'm going to give it to the dog. Oh, wait.
Oh God. Oh God.
Can't give it to the dog. Killed it. That was the appetizer.
All right, so Selena throws her jacket away kind of over the staircase, so sad. Then the computer boots up, Bruce and Alfred are there, and then finally, Gordon's contemplating calling Lee. He calls her, but then he hangs up when we hear Morena Baccarin's voice. And then we get a knock on the door, BlueDragonFive. We get a fucking knock on the door. Isn't this like the fourth time they've ended an episode with like, oh, Barbara's back to cause shit. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm going to be dead honest with you. You're probably not going to be surprised by this. I burst out laughing so hard when that was cliffhanger. I know you don't feel the same way, but you know me. I was like, oh, Jesus Christ, here we go again. So yeah, okay. Bab shows up. That's the cliffhanger. So what do you got for the Enigma spec?
Well, it's not exactly Enigma spec. I just want to kind of a worry I have for the show. Let's just say it's going to be more so with another character next episode. But I've kind of come to an interesting place with the show now, where I'm kind of. You and I have been discussing kind of progressions with these characters. Again, the big worry of the show is like if the villains become too fully formed, then we have a show with villains and no Batman, which is too depressing.
Right.
Or a show where Jim Gordon faces all our fully formed Batman villains. Enigma is coming he's like 80% Riddler right now.
I hear you.
So I'm saying literally if we're only away from him being called Riddler, that's really as far as we've gotten with Riddler. Don't get me wrong, there are the subtle things as we've mentioned through this thing of like, again, Enigma's like at a place where he's kind of backtracking to his initial conception as Riddler. Don't get me wrong, there are subtleties which are great. I'm just saying right now they're on that line right now where they are. We were hoping that, this is kind of tying into where we might be going this season with Riddler, is that we were hoping that by the end Enigma would be in a place where he escaped. Don't get me wrong, Jim's name was cleared and Enigma was found out, but he'd be on the run and perhaps he'd be underground assisting or committing crimes, but again, not as a Riddler, but as a kind of as Enigma perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
Like as a kind of a street criminal, but not a street criminal, but I mean like kind of like a guy assisting other criminals. Like he's the broker of information. He's kind of the go-to criminal underworld guy. Like, again, maybe working with Penguin perhaps. Which is not out of the realm of possibility. My point is, like, part of me wants that to happen. I just want Enigma to break out of Arkham and just kind of still be on the loose, so he can still be kind of not Riddler, but still be around, so we can maybe do stuff with him later on. It's kind of like someone Gordon has familiarity with that years down the line, perhaps. Batman will, oh yes, I know of this hacker criminal, like this criminal Edward Enigma. It sounds very consistent with the Riddler. Now kind of coming back with a name and a persona, perhaps. But here's the thing I've come around on now, Tiki. And this is going to definitely set up for next episode with other characters.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to go on. The last thing I'll say, I swear to you, is, if he did become a fully formed Riddler, again, with a show where it's kind of, as we said from the get-go, it's kind of an Elseworlds tale with Batman. We know it's not, again, with Barbara Gordon in itself. With Barbara Gordon, with Barbara Keene, the way she is in this show. We absolutely know they're not doing everything from the comics, and the fact that Sal Maroni is killed, the kind of the maker of Two-Face. We know they're deviating from certainties, and they are changing things. They're giving Gordon he's a member of the GCPD. Now he's not a member of the GCPD. They're going back and forth on these things. So yeah, maybe some villains being fully formed wouldn't be the end of the world, but I know that's going to bring about a lot of skepticism right off the bat. So I'm just saying we should approach some of these characters going forward with an open mind, but I'm still a little worried for how I'm going to feel about it. I'm not sure at this point. What about you?
Honestly, I'm a little more indifferent towards the whole thing. Like you said, I just kind of view the show as an Elseworld thing. So, which
isn't a bad thing. I'm just saying I'm kind of in a place where it's like we were certain of it being one way. Now it's just kind of they had opened it to being anything at this point. Now,
there's definitely certain villains like. I don't know. To be honest with you, the Harvey Dent thing still bothers me. The Harvey Dent thing really bothers me. Like, there's no way that him and Bruce Wayne are going to be able to form some kind of, like, big, chummy camaraderie with each other, given the age gap. I don't know. I just don't see how that could ever pan out. So there's definitely certain villains that I think they're kind of jumping the gun on. I don't necessarily think Riddler is one of them. Because I think they did a good job of setting up the dynamic with Jim Gordon. I think that was basically like just kind of a setup, it was kind of like basically a substitute for the for Riddler's rivalry with Batman. But I don't know. I'm not as worried about it. I'm just kind of going along with the show. I think the show's bigger problem though, and let's kind of transition this into final thoughts, if you will.
Okay.
I think the show's bigger problem is how, and the great Steve Baskey of Bashki, Jesus Christ. The great Steve Baskey, I think, kind of pointed this out, where he says the show just keeps doing this shit where they have like these really big kind of, tentpole events, and then it's like, Gordon gets sent to Blackgate, and we're done in like 2 episodes. 2 episodes later, he clears the stage. I think that's kind of like the bigger problem with the show, is that narratively they've yet to find a way to really kind of tell a whole cohesive storyline over a season. It's always just kind of been like it feels very start and stop in a way. It feels like we always kind of hit these big peaks, and then we get filler episodes, and then we hit another peak. And so I think that overall that's kind of like my main sort of complaint with this. I think this is overall a very good episode in its like in a bottle. It's a very good episode with the Riddler stuff and everything. I just think that it kind of hit its peak a little too soon. And I think it's just very annoying that like Gordon and Barnes are on good terms again so quick. And basically everything's kind of gone back to the status quo. The only difference is that Gordon isn't technically working for the GCPD. So you understand what I'm saying, right? I do think that's definitely kind of an issue that the show's going to have to work for. Is just, I think it really needs to develop more consistent and cohesive storylines. All right, so final thoughts on your end?
My final thoughts. I like various elements of this episode. Again, I like we're getting some fan service. You can have Rogue Gordon in the beginning there. We have it's a fun setup. Just seeing kind of Gordon both working to prove Gordon's innocence on the side at the beginning there, getting some cool Bruce and Selina stuff. Mm-hmm. Again, the Riddler Gordon conflict I thought was a satisfying conclusion, but again, could have been, you're right, though, could have been stretched, that could have been made a little more big. But again, I think just the ending kind of conversation, the ending kind of that heated conversation in the snow, I thought was the best part of the episode. And it was really good. And again, just going forward from that is where my worry comes in, just for the future. Again, we get such an awesome moment like that, you're kind of worried, like, well, going forward, he's practically Riddler at this point. Yeah, but again, they I think I'm going to give them some points there. That the show's done really good jobs and kind of some great setup on Nigma. And again, I'm thinking that I'm going to see what they do. I'm going to keep an open mind. Saying again, even if they make him Riddler, it might not be the end of the world. But again, that's just been kind of the blanket fear on this show as a whole. Like, if they have villains that are fully formed, it's going to be the end of Batman. Let's be honest. It's not going to be the end of Batman. It's just going to be maybe a closed pathway on something, but it's not going to be the end of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, folks, worst case scenario, I think we're so deep into the show at this point, I think we can now look on it with some perspective. Look, if we do have characters that are fully formed, it's going to be, so Batman's heard of this guy before. That's what it's going to be. And it's going to be, you're going to have to come up with new stories of Batman interacting with these guys, which is the whole purpose of kind of an Elseworlds.
And I honestly doubt that we're even going to see Batman in the show.
I know that, but I'm just saying that's the mythical thing this show. It's always set up for like what you imagine, which is kind of a neat idea that, you can always imagine your perfect Batman stories with what's set up in the show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Point is just, I think this episode shows that we got to keep an open mind for the future, but enjoy being in the moment when they get things right. And I think while there are, I think just 2 elements of this episode really don't do it for me. Again, particularly the large elements of the Barbara stuff in this episode. Again, I'll admit she gets a little more tolerable in the next one. I'll admit.
We'll talk about that.
Again, we'll debate on that still. But point is, the Barbara stuff and the kind of the forced. Basically, there were forced elements in this episode I wasn't too crazy about with Barbara and with Selina having to be out of the story. Again, things that had to happen to keep our story moving forward, which I thought felt forced. It's what they felt like. But again, everything else in the episode, though, I thought was strong. I thought was fun, and I thought was really good. We got some great homages to the '60s. Again, dark '60s with the way Corey Michael Smith plays this really kind of dark Riddler. Again, it plays him a little bit Gorshin-esque, but at the same time, it's definitely its own thing. It's definitely kind of a dark twisted psychological thing, but it's so fun to get these 60s kind of conversations, and you have this whole, like, he's got traps set up, but it boils down, I think the last thing I'll say on is it boils down to a personal conflict, kind of boils down to these character issues that in that snow conversation, I think just gives you hope that this show still is going to have more moments like that, and I really did I love that of this episode, and I hope we're going to have more of that going forward.
All right. So take us out, sir. Take us out.
Remember, kids, no matter how dark and scary the world may be right now, there will be light. There will be light.
Until next time, we go exploring Gotham yet again, into the woods, into the woods. You're an animal, Bullock!